You know, for as long as people have been around, they've celebrated. Many times at a harvest festival. There's a lot of eating and drinking, at harvest festivals. But what else better to do than to enjoy the harvest? For hundreds of years, Europeans had a celebration that allowed them to eat, drink, and be merry as long as they could, until the church calendar told them it was time to fast. In France, in particular, the days before Ash Wednesday, the start of Lent, were a time to have as much fun as you could before you had to fast 40 days prior to Easter. As the tradition of trying to beat the deadline continued, the emphasis became more and more on the final day, the Tuesday before Ash Wednesday. Mardi is the French word for Tuesday, and gras means fat or heavy. So Mardi Gras in French actually means Fat Tuesday. When the French started coming to the New World, of course, they brought their traditions with them. They settled largely in Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and in Texas, and they began to celebrate Mardi Gras, particularly in New Orleans, which is strikingly French. By the 1700s, the celebration of Mardi Gras before Lent had become firmly established. But then the Spanish took over. They banned the celebration. In 1803, when that part of the world became part of the U.S., Mardi Gras started anew, first with fancy dress balls for about a decade, and then with street parades. But in the period after the Civil War, the celebrations became so boisterous that the city of New Orleans was on the verge of re-banning the festival. Then a group of locals formed a club called Comus. The group had been successful in staging peaceful parades on New Year's in Alabama. The city gave in, and organized street parades started anew. Dozens of crews were organized. They tried to outdo each other to see who could have the biggest float, the loudest music, and the most spectacular costumes. Mardi Gras was canceled during the First and Second World Wars, but in 1949 it came back with a vengeance when legendary jazz man Louis Armstrong rode a float as king. The event made the cover of Time magazine. Another Mardi Gras tradition is throwing trinkets and fake coins from floats to parade goers, many of whom yell, "Hey, mister, throw me something!" Just as Mardi Gras, a French phrase meaning Fat Tuesday, has entered the English language, so has the word carnival. It's actually from carnival, the South American counterpart of Mardi Gras. Carne meaning meat and val for goodbye. If you look at the VAL, think of valedictorian, the person who makes the goodbye address at graduation. Particularly in Rio de Janeiro, Carnival has become an international attraction, famous for its music, bawdy costumes, and an emphasis on youth. The decor of Carnival and Mardi Gras is one of wild colors, fancy costumes, and anything relating to fun, food, drinking, and loud times. So no matter what you call it, it's all the same, Carnival or Mardi Gras. Days and days of whooping it up before Lent, during which time you can recuperate for 40 days.